We've been talking about all the ways they differentiate each other. Look at a jury, and the first thing you'll say to yourself as a human being in today's era is, how many black people, how many white people, how many Asian people, how many Hispanic people, how many men, how many women? Oh, that person looks gay, that person looks this, that person looks that, blah, blah, blah. And we're differentiating. And historically, that's what jury selection has been about. Let's see how we're all different. Let's see how we're all different. Let's see where the biases are. The biases cause differentials. What we're suggesting here, Chris, is actually radical. It's looking at jury selection saying, let's stop caring about what makes us all different. Let's stop caring about if somebody has a propensity toward this thought or a bias that's about this or whatever. Let's see if in the world of all the biases that exist, is there something, can we use this short time that we have together in jury selection to find something that everybody, regardless of what these differentials are, will all come together on? If I have that, I don't have to exclude anybody. What were the most important ones that you ended up focusing on that came out from your voir dire list?
Then I got the list here. They said family, health, faith, work, character and integrity, and community.
All right. And so how did you then play that into your case?
So my client was a widower. His wife had died some time ago, but when you visited him in his home and you spoke with him, and I spent a decent amount of time with him, you realized this house that he lived in was the only house him and his wife ever owned. It's where they raised all their kids. He did all the work on it. He took care of it. And they forcibly extracted him from his house when he was in the rehab facility. And a lot of this was from Jesse Wilson, was his hope was to get back to that house, right? To get back to what he never gave up. It's victim to victim.
The house represented family, connectedness, all of that.
And we had the pictures from the house of the work that he did on it. And we started the opening statement where the house was cold and dark and empty, and there hadn't been a Christmas there in a year, and there hadn't been a Thanksgiving. And we kind of worked it through there. And then we had his daughter-in-law was our only before and after. Usually I have a lot more before and after damage witnesses, but she did such a solid job that I didn't think we needed any more, to where she spoke to his health and his vitality and what he did to get back to where he was. And then the faith portion, he was on his way to Sunday Mass. And when he got hit, which was a great fact, I have to admit, but he was a minute away from the church, and Mass didn't start till 7:30 in the morning. The crash was at 7:09.
What if we could think about a jury as coming together around, forget all the differences. I mean, can we get to something that's universal? Can we get to something that pulls everybody together? And so through a number of things that happened in my life, I started to realize there are things that are universal. There are. And most recently, I hearkened back to the Maslow's hierarchy. Do you remember that? Like, if you took a psychology class, there was this triangle. Yeah. At the base of the triangle were all these things like, the things that are the basic needs of human beings, the shelter and things like that. And then you moved up, and there's things like love. And then at the top is like self-actualization and all these other things. But there wasn't a Maslow's hierarchy for white people and a different one for black people. There wasn't a Maslow's hierarchy for people who are gay or people who are trans or people who are whatever, however they identify as. And it's a reminder that there is a core at which we all have. I mean, and you mentioned some of them earlier. Like, if you say to people, no matter where you are and no matter what their differentiators are, if you say, what are the things that are most valuable in your life? I mean, we could go anywhere in the country. We're choreographing something to reach this very specific result. We're employing these people to do a very specific job, and we get to decide. It's the best thing about being a plaintiff's lawyer. We get to decide what the damn case is about. And we waste that by saying it's about a left turn. Mm-hmm. We waste that by saying it's about a negligent training exercise. We got to make it about, do people really give a crap about that? Or do they care about somebody saying that my independence isn't valuable. Shit, man, that's my freaking independence that we're talking about, because we all have it, right? So that's the part that's radical about this, is to stop looking for the differentiators, start to look to the things that are universally true and universally part of every human being.